So today we're going to Tivoli with the group, and we're going to see Hadrian's Villa, Villa Adriana, and obviously have an awesome lunch. This is our last group trip. This was an optional day trip to Tivoli, but it was one of the things on my Rome bucket list that I wanted to do, so I just decided to go with the group. That way I didn't have to plan it myself, which was really nice. It ended up being one of my favorite things that I did while I was in Rome. On the way to Hadrian's Villa, we drove by a travertine quarry, which is the stone used in many ancient Roman structures like the Colosseum, and it was also used in the construction of St. Peter's Basilica. Our first stop was Villa Adriana, or Hadrian's Villa. I'm going to call it Hadrian's Villa from here on out because it's just easier for me to say. This was built between 118 and 138 AD by the Emperor Hadrian, and it was his countryside escape from the, whatever was happening in Rome. In its prime, it covered 296 acres, but currently only 99 acres are open to visitors. There's a small museum that displays artifacts found during the excavation of the site, which was really cool.
Just the colour of the stone. That's 1,500 years after these. These are free.
And perhaps the most iconic part of the villa is the Canopus and Serpio, which is the long pool lined with columns and Egyptian-inspired statues. If you walk to the very end of this long pool, there's a curved dome that was used as a dining space for banquets and celebrations. I mean, could you imagine having dinner here on a summer day in ancient Rome? Spectacular. There were a few thermal baths on site, and you can see some of the remains of them. You can see like the mosaics that were used. Some of the baths even had underfloor heating, which is amazing to think about for this time period.
It might turn on you, like in all dictatorships.
And then this one had an open roof, similar to the Pantheon, which was also built during this time period. This large open space was the Piazza d'Oro, and it was once used to entertain people. There was a library here, so this would have been, rooms and built up. Now it's just filled with lots of flowers and greenery. Now this area was likely the emperor's personal home and his main living space on this central island surrounded by this moat. I mean, talk about an introvert's dream. You have all of this stuff going on around you, but you can retreat into this little island separated by an easy to cross moat, but it's still separate. Sounds like a dream. For lunch, we headed into town for a beautiful multi-course meal at El Chiocco, which overlooks the Villa Gregoriana Gorge that has multiple waterfalls and views of the Temple of the Sibyl. After lunch, we walked through town to get to Villa d'Este, which is an impressive Renaissance-era palace with stunning landscaping. The palace itself is adorned with beautiful frescoes on all the walls and ceilings, but the main attraction here are the gardens. There's multiple fountains on multiple terraces throughout the garden. There are a lot of stairs to maneuver here, so just be warned about that. The masterpiece of it all is the Fontana di Nettuno, Neptune's fountain.
Ma ce l'ho questo zaino di plastica.
On a clear day from this terrace, you can see all the way to Rome, and if you can see that little dome there, that's St. Peter's Basilica. There's also this fountain that has 100 individual water spouts. So like I said, I really enjoyed this day trip. I learned a lot and got to see a lot. I really like the small town vibes of Tivoli and would love to go back and spend some more time here. So if you're visiting Rome, make sure to add this day trip to your itinerary. And thank you so much for being here and for watching. See you on the next one.